We are right on the edge of a massive revolution. You know all that software that runs literally everything? Well, it's about to start building itself. In this explainer, we're going to dive into how artificial intelligence is completely changing the game for software development. So let's just pause on that for a second. What really happens when the code that powers our entire lives starts writing itself? The ripple effects are going to be huge, and we're about to unpack exactly what this means for the future of tech and for all of us. Okay, so to really get why AI is such a game changer here, we first have to understand the problem it's solving. Let's call it the code conundrum. I want you to try and picture a city with millions of different roads, all interconnected, and every single one was built by hand. That's kind of what modern software is like. It's this enormous, tangled system that's just gotten way too complex for any one person to hold in their head. You know, any developer out there knows this feeling in their bones. The late nights, the endless, tedious code, and that constant little fear that just one tiny typo could bring the whole thing crashing down. That's the human price of all this complexity, and it's a problem that has been begging for a better way. But what if you could build a tool that speaks the language of code just as fluently as we speak English? Well, that's the promise of AI. It's a technology that is uniquely, almost perfectly, built to handle the wild complexity of modern software. And here's the secret sauce, right? The beauty of code is how precise it is. Unlike you and me talking with all our context and hidden meanings, code is pure logic. It works or it doesn't. There's no in-between. And that black and white nature makes it the perfect language for an AI to learn and master. Think of it like a detective story. An AI can follow all the little clues left behind by developers, the names of variables, the comments they write, and it pieces together the intention behind the software. This means it can do more than just write code. It can actually reason about it and help engineers make much better decisions. All right, now we get to the real heart of it, how AI is evolving inside the world of software development. And look, this isn't some overnight flip of a switch. It's a journey, a gradual progression from a simple assistant to a genuine creative partner. We can actually break this journey down into 4 distinct stages. First, AI acts as a massive productivity boost. Then it starts working on its own, testing its own little creations. After that, it gets into the real world, helping to maintain live systems. And finally, the big one. It gains a deep, big picture understanding of the whole system. Let's walk through each one. So stage 1, honestly, we're already living in it right now. AI is an incredible assistant for developers, automating all the boring stuff like writing boilerplate code. This frees up the humans to focus on what they're actually good at, solving tricky problems and coming up with creative solutions. Now, in stage 2, AI takes a huge leap. It's not just an assistant anymore, it's a builder. The AI can actually create and test entire pieces of software all by itself, which just dramatically speeds up the whole development process. In stage 3, AI basically becomes the guardian of our digital world. It's monitoring live systems, spotting problems the second they happen, and suggesting fixes on the fly. It's like having a team of engineers who never sleep, just working 24/7 to keep things running. And that brings us to the final stage. And this is really the dawn of a new era. The AI achieves a deep, holistic understanding of the entire software ecosystem. It becomes a real creative partner, one that can spin up a prototype in minutes, adapt to feedback instantly, and help us build the future of tech. So the big question, right? What does this all mean for the human developers actually building this stuff? Well, it means their job is about to change, fundamentally. It's shifting from writing code to orchestrating systems, from being the builder to being the architect. This slide says it all. I mean, look at the column on the left. That's the past. Now look to the right. The future of software isn't about grinding out lines of code. It's about thinking big. It's about designing these elegant, high-level systems, conducting a team of AI agents, and tackling the kind of messy, creative challenges that, frankly, only humans can solve. So, you heard me mention these AI agents. What are they? Well, think of them like specialized AI workers, each with its own expert skill. One agent might be a genius at database design, another is a master of user interfaces. You put them together, and you have this super-powered team that can build really complex software at a speed we've never seen before. Now get this, we're not talking about 1 or 2 agents. Imagine a world where thousands of these AI agents are all working on the same project at the same time, each one doing its part. The results? It's just an explosion of innovation, a flood of new ideas and technologies that will change our world in ways we can barely even fathom right now. And that brings us to the main takeaway. The future of software development is not about writing code, it's about orchestration. It's about being the conductor, leading and guiding these incredibly powerful new AI tools to build a better future for everyone. So, what are the skills that will matter most in this new world? Well, they're the skills that really make us human, right? Creativity, big picture strategic thinking, system design, and the ability to lead. These are the things that will let us harness all this AI power to solve the world's biggest problems. This quote just nails it. It perfectly captures this new reality. Your value isn't going to come from your ability to type code anymore. It's going to come from your ability to think, to solve complex problems, and to make those big picture strategic calls that will shape what comes next. And so we're left with the question that's going to define the next chapter of our history. For centuries, we've been obsessed with the how. How do we build this? How do we make that work? But now, as AI starts to handle the how, we get to focus on the what. What kind of world do we actually want to create? What great problems will we choose to solve? The future, it seems, is back in our hands.